women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one that you had envisioned for yourself. But time marches on, and sitting around feeling sorry for yourself is not going to change anything. But you know what will change things? You need a mentor. Now, um, years ago, when I first started working on myself, which was, I'm trying to think of how long after my health went bad. I don't know. I'm really bad with time. I blame that on the brain fog. But it was kind of funny because I was like, well, I can't keep living this way. I've got to do something more positive. I realized that I'd fallen into a really negative, how all my patterns, all of my patterns were really negative at that point, and I didn't have any positive influences in my life. I mean, of course I had my parents and stuff, but someone to look at to help me pull myself out. I didn't have a mentor. I don't know how to explain that. I didn't mean that to be dismissive of my family at all, but it's just a different relationship. Anyway, it's like, what the hell am I gonna how am I gonna fix this? What am I gonna do? Because I used to be about 50 pounds heavier, which I'm a significantly sized woman now. So I was very heavy, and I was severely depressed, and I couldn't see any hope in my future. What kind of people do you think I was hanging around with? Well, negative people. Positive people don't want to hang out with you if you're negative. It's just a fact. So I didn't have that positive platform to build from, that positive foundation. So I went online. And I started looking around. So this is my advice if you are looking for a mentor. By the way, I've had some great mentors. And you know what? Sometimes you outgrow them. Sometimes my last mentor, who was amazing, he's still a very close friend, and I still will look to him when I need advice on something big. But his career is really taken off, and it's gone a different direction. I could not be more happy for him, truly. But it has left a big hole in my life. And I was sitting here the other day. I'm like, why am I having such a hard time keeping all of my balls in the air, keeping all my ducks in a row? And I realized I'm not doing any mentorship. I'm not following any mentorship. It doesn't have to be somebody that you know. You don't have to pay for it. Now, I did pay Doug, my last mentor, and it was worth every penny. Um, but I didn't start there. When I started down this road, I wasn't ready to invest in myself at all. But you don't have to. You have the internet at your fingertips. You have a library probably pretty close by. You have so many more options than you may realize. So, how the hell do you find a mentor from afar? How do you go from being really depressed and negative? I can't tell you it's going to fix your depression. Um, it definitely fixed mine, but I went from being a really negative person to somebody who's known for having a good attitude. Hell, I used to have people stop by my office just because, look, I need a kind word, and I know you're going to have something nice to say. That's a pretty big transformation. And I did it almost all on my own, and almost all for no cost. So the first thing you need to do, you got to figure out what you want to learn. Look, there's endless possibilities. One of the things that and this might sound vain, but one of the things I really have become interested in lately as I'm aging is makeup. Okay, for one thing, the internet has shown me, I've known obviously that there's some amazing makeup artists out there, but and the internet has really opened my eyes to the possibilities. Now, I never want to be one of those women that spends an hour and a half getting ready, because I'm just not that girl. But I would love to learn how to do a really super polished, fancy look for a night out. Um, you can learn about leadership. You can learn about business development, personal development, branding, knitting. Hell, probably underwater basket weaving. Whatever it is that you want to learn, you got to figure that out. Sorry, that's the first step. You got to figure out, you can't, there's no point looking for a mentor if you don't know what you need mentoring in. Next step, once you have determined the what, next step is you got to find an expert that resonates with you. Get online, go to podcasts, go to YouTube, go to Rumble. I think Rumble's starting to get more than political content. That's the word I'm looking for. Go to the library and check out some books. Just do a little research. Look around. What are you trying to learn, and who's really kicking ass at it? And by the way, if it's something, maybe it's something you want to really expand. Maybe you're a realtor and you want to start doing a lot better in your realtor business. Well, I bet you there's a local realtor that is really kicking ass, and you might be able to get, they don't owe you this, by the way, so you can't be mad if they say no, but you might be able to get a few minutes of their time and just ask them, what are the top 3 things you think I should learn? What are the top 3 skills that I need to develop? My point is, you have to take the initiative. The Lord only helps those who help themselves. You can pray for help all day long, but until you start doing the work, nothing's going to change. Number 3, you need to make sure that their lifestyle aligns with where you want to go. Look, if you want to stay around your house, if you're looking for a way to earn an income so you can stay home and raise kids, obviously I'm well past that stage of life, but maybe that's what you want to do. Well, then a mentor that travels for their career, it's probably not a good fit for you. Maybe you're really introverted. Oh, you're probably not going to want to get too tied into a mentor who loves to get up on a stage and speak in front of thousands of eyes, which I think would be so freaking amazing. But I know that's not most people's cup of tea. Or flip side of that, maybe you're really extroverted. You're probably not going to want a mentor who spends 9 months a year holed up in solitude on a mountaintop retreat writing a book. Maybe you want to work on your relationships. Well, then obviously someone who's been divorced multiple times, they're not a good person to look to. But there's a lot of people out there. Look, another cool thing about the internet is you can find out the, obviously you're not going to learn everything, but you can learn the basics about most experts. And you can figure out, if does their lifestyle align with where I want to go? For me, honestly, having a Christian focus has become very important to me the last few years. I would not want a mentor who, I wouldn't say I would totally be opposed, but a mentor who is an atheist would not be my first choice. There would have to be a lot of really compelling reasons for me to get involved with somebody like that, even from afar, because you do get kind of involved. Anyway, you need to make sure they align with you and your priorities. And your priorities are going to change. One of my first mentors, and she taught me a lot, and I have still tremendous respect for her. She helped me pull myself out of a really deep, dark place, and I am eternally grateful. But you know what? My priorities have changed. My focus has changed. She's still, well, her focus has changed too, but she's still pretty much who she is. And I'm still kind of figuring out who I am, honestly, which probably sounds crazy at my age, but there you go. And the things that are important to her, they're just not important to me. So I parted ways with her. And I still watch her content once in a while because she's still very smart and she's good. But we just don't align. So I moved on. Um, I was going to make another point there, but I don't remember what it was. And finally, if you want to get out, look, whatever it is you're trying to change, whether it's just picking up a new hobby or you're like, my life sucks, I need to fix this mess, you need to be teachable. Look, the greatest expert in the world could come and sit down with you for 8 hours and just pour information into you. If you refuse to learn, it's a waste of everybody's time. You have to be teachable. You have to want to learn. You have to want to take a look. If you're trying to change your life because you're unhappy, you're going to have to take a lot of really hard looks at yourself. And I tell you, it sucks. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh my gosh, it's so fun. It's not. The reward's worth it, but it's hard. And here's the catch. It's not enough to read the book. It's not enough to subscribe to the podcast. I don't care if you listen every single week without fail. If you don't implement, it's kind of pointless, right? That's the hard part. It's the follow through. Anyway, look, you can become just about anybody you want to be. Now, granted, I will never be a supermodel. I'm 5'4". I'm middle aged. Now I'm a little old. I actually am. Oh my God, I am. I'm past middle age. Well, that was a sobering realization, but I am. It's just what it is. I'll never be a supermodel. I'm okay with that. frankly, not anything I would want. But you're going to have to, if you want to change who you are, you're going to have to do a lot of work. If you could become, maybe you just want to be healthier, maybe you want to be happier, maybe you want to be wealthier, maybe you do want to be a better parent. My point is, my point that I'm having a hell of a time spitting out here is you're going to have to change. You're going to have to change to be a good parent. Say no, you need to figure out what the hell that means to you, but you need to change who you are. If you were capable of that right now, as you are, you would be doing it. And that's not a judgment. That's nothing harsh. That's just reality. If you want to become somebody else, you need to change yourself to be that person. But change is one of the coolest gifts that we have in this life. If you don't like where you're at, find a mentor from afar. Be teachable. You can do it. Anyway, um, oh my gosh, I almost said see you Monday. This is Monday. Holy smokes. But I had, oh, you guys, I had the best work. I wasn't feeling that good this morning. I had a really difficult night. My pain level always goes through the roof at night. And last night I had just drifted off to sleep, but all of a sudden both my legs were like, yeah, no, you're not sleeping for a while. And you can't help it. It's so hard not to give into the anxiety when you're laying there and your body's just battling you and battling you. And yes, I know I just talked about leaning into the pain, but it's freaking hard, y'all. It's hard. But I got up this morning and my belly dance instructor had put up a new choreography, and I was so excited to see it. And I don't think I've been dancing with her since spring of no, I've been on her Patreon since 21. I've been dancing with her since 2020. And this is the first time ever I did a routine and thought instantly, oh, this is a favorite. But it is because it was super. It's probably the most meditative one I've ever done. And that internal focus, y'all, it just, my anxiety, I'm so much more relaxed. I'm just more comfortable, and I'm just a lot freaking happier. But anyway, that is all I have for today. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you Wednesday about 11 o'clock Alaska time. Thanks.